Hello everyone, this is Nickredace coming to a brand new video, and we've finally gotten Biotics to work again. So Biotics is an expansion for War of the Chosen, as well as the newest not the newest, it's been out for a while, for RPGO. So I'm just going to run this video, show you all the cool, neat tricks they have, and then afterward I'm going to go through the actual RPGO menu and go over each ability individually. So here we go. Alright, so I'm in close proximity of them, so let's see, right here. Let's try that.
My mind to your mind. Dead as disco.
Alright, so we just saw how he took damage from his shields. So what we're going to do is, first thing, let's get him out of the line of fire. We'll get him right here.
Heading there
for
now.
Now we're going to use Reeve. Wait, no, is it Reeve? Yep. And we're going to kill this sectoid and regenerate his shields. Oh. Alright, so didn't kill the sectoids or regenerate his shields, but I do believe his shield should regenerate next turn, and if not, the ability just lies. Alright, so we're gonna do right here,
to that location.
and we're gonna use, we can't do warp, so I guess we're just gonna use Reeve, but instead of targeting the sectoid, target the advent drone. Boom.
Kill confirmed.
So all these attacks are based off of your psychotic strength, but also without the Psyamp, which you know all these are attached with, all those abilities deal 1 damage, which is pretty shit. But you know, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. So this is charge, which allows you to teleport near the enemy. Really good attack. Its only downside is, well, I could teleport right here, and I'd be out in the open. By the way, charge, Reeve, warp, they don't have accuracy. They always hit.
Fear the Reaper.
Or on the outside of the wall.
You are vulnerable. That's it. I guess that'll be okay.
Okay. So we've seen them use charge. We've seen them use. Oh, Lance is one of the few ones that has a chance of missing, but it also can deal more damage, and you can be thrown much farther. We're gonna do here. No real point in charging them. For everyone wondering what things like Psy Strike are, or the Fire RPG, those are separate mods. So what we're gonna do is, I guess, does this lead anywhere? That is literally a dead end. Alright, sure.
Orders confirmed. On the move. Your mind is your weakness. Enemy eliminated.
Okay, so pretty much we've gone over most of the offensive abilities. The only ones we haven't gone over is Singularity, because it's the same as the Psychic ability. Biotic Overdrive just resets all your Biotic cooldowns. I believe it also damages the unit. Backlash pretty much allows you to reflect attacks, which you'd think was really good, except for the fact that when I have used it, the enemies will just be like, no, I'm not going to attack this turn. So we're going to call Singularity right here.
The rift opens.
I feel like that didn't work. I guess it does no damage. That's weird. Again, as much as I like this mod, because it does add quite a a lot of unique features. It is buggy as hell. It did take me quite a while just to get them to, well, for them not to do 0 damage. Oh, wait. Is that... Oh, Jesus. Alright, that soldier's just like, don't mind me, zombies. Okay. Now, while Singularity didn't work, Nova does. So we're just gonna have this guy
On your order.
right into this bunch. Shit, I moved too far. In that case, we'll just charge into someone else. But the zombie you just saw. Where?
And another. I'm on it.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can do this a little bit better.
Roger that.
There we go.
Multiple X-rays are down. What's over there?
And now I'm just gonna use my shotgun. You know what? No, that's not in the sport things. I might as well just show you what this does real fast. Okay.
Hostile neutralized.
Oh.
I'm hit.
Whoops.
Kinetic!
Nope, you see his shield just came back. I'm gonna move right
Okay,
here.
I'll go. Target's cleared.
Position confirmed. Fear the Reaper.
Like turn the flash, you just
Roger
run
that.
through people. So as you can see, it's really good for crowd control on.
Multiple threats eliminated. The tissue melts away.
Again, those are
Hostile
always
target
hits.
down.
I'm rolling.
We've bugged the shit out of that zombie.
Copy that.
That's one of the contacts we were looking for, but there are still others in the area. Location confirmed.
The other one happens to be a traitor with the Lost. Okay, so we're gonna have. Oh.
Got it. Moving.
Another one of the biotic abilities.
Menace 1-5, you've got the primary targets in tow. Secure any additional operatives if possible, but make sure you get our contacts to the evac point. We have a visual confirmation on the VIP. Remember, getting that VIP to the extraction point supersedes all other priorities. Don't let anything happen to him. There are no additional VIPs or resistance operatives working in that area. You should be clear to move for extraction. Moving out.
Of course you'd miss. Okay. Well, since I'm not really caring about that right now, we're just gonna have my character
On the
right
move.
here.
Fire rocket! Target's neutralized.
Montana whoop ass coming right up. We have multiple targets down. I'm rolling. Got it covered.
Moving to designated coordinates. I'm rolling. Enemy destroyed. Roger. I've got my eyes on. Come get some.
Roger that.
Got it covered. Moving to position.
Hey, that's everybody.
Roger that. Firebrand has the VIP.
All XCOM operatives are secure. Firebrand is returning to base. clinics will be closed tomorrow for equipment upgrades. Initial reports that the suspension of services were the result of dissident activity have been dismissed.
Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the abilities of the Biotics. Right. Alright. So the first thing you'll notice is all those characters will all classified under Adept. Why that is, no idea. No idea, it just chooses randomly. But you do have to become, pretty much, you have to spec into Adept before you can use most of these abilities. Because Adept gives you Biotic Strength, which gives you your Biotic Barrier, and is needed for several other abilities. So we're going to start off with just going through the Adept tree. So Biotic Strength pretty much allows you to get everything. Warp, as you saw, allows you to hit enemies from, it depends on how strong your psychic power is. Deals a good amount of damage, can't miss. And also does rupturing, which means everyone else who hits them deals more damage. Lance deals more damage, has squad sight, but it can miss, and has slightly longer cooldown. Reeve doesn't really work. At least it doesn't steal the health. I'm not sure if it just increases the shield regen, but it's pretty much, I use it as a secondary warp, but has a 4-turn cooldown. Next we have Exposure, which means that all attacks don't rupture, now rupture for +2, which is decent if you only spec into Adept. If you go into other classes or get all of them, Exposure is not really needed. You then have Reaving Biotics. All attacks don't naturally reave, now reave the target and give the Biotic 1+ shield. Which, again, I didn't really see too much of that. But if it works, then it's just not, I'm not seeing it. That means reave isn't really as needed anyway, other than a secondary warp. And then Singularity ruptures all, oh, that's why. The Singularity doesn't deal any damage. It just pulls them into the middle area, and then they all get rupture. So, that's that. Overall, the Adept class is decent. But you also gotta think but Reave and Reaving Biotics isn't really useful unless you go into Vanguard. Now let's go to Vanguard. Vanguard, the first thing you need is Biotic Barrier, and Biotic Barrier requires Biotic Strength. You can't get Barrier without that. Next you have Charge, which, as you all saw, is really good at moving long distances. Its only downside is that when you hit the enemy, you have no idea where you're positioned. So normally it's directly in front of them, so if you get it just right, you can hit them from the side and then being cover. Deals good amount of damage, always hits. It also has a chance to disorient or stun. Next we have Backlash, which you activate it and it has a chance of deflecting all projectile damage back at the attackers. Nova, which you saw to overwhelming use, great for clearing out tons of lost. I'm not really sure the usefulness of it when fighting regular Advent, because Advent like to stay a good distance away from each other. But against Lost they're good. I guess if you're going against Berserkers? Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much of a use there. Maybe Chrysalids probably. Aegis, Biotic Barrier is now taking all overflow damage, which means you don't have a chance to get one shot. Biotic Aptitude, all the cooldowns are one less turn, which you can see as being major bonus to everything. And then Overcharge, as I told you before when we were playing, pretty much allows you to reset everything, no longer end the turn with the excluding of Backlash, and you gain extra action point for the rest of the turn. I do believe it damages you. Didn't test it, but last time I did, it did damage you. Last one we have is Tactician. Now Tactician, Warp Shot, that means you always hit that target, you deal damage, and they take an additional, I don't know why it says additional plus damage from all attacks. Pretty much it ruptures the target. So if you have a sniper rifle, what this does is your sniper rifle shot hits and that target is not ruptured. So that's very good. Going through the little details. Requires 3 ammo points. Rupture, see, it even says rupture targets, so I'm not sure why it says plus damage. Biotic Traversal. Biotic Traversal allows you to pretty much move up any elevation without the need of ladder, stairs, etc. Really good in urban maps and pretty much in buildings. It's just overall good ability, and you get a +10 to defense. Next we have Reactive Barrier, which means all incoming damage is reduced by 25%. Very good. Now you might be noticing, wait Nick, these are supposed to be separate classes. Why do all these things kind of like intertwine? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the RPGO variant did it like this, or if, I don't know to be honest, probably for the RPGO variant. But I'm just taking them right now as their base classes. Next we have Biotic Teleport. Again, it's really good because you can just teleport through walls and it bypasses all Overwatch reaction fire. It is limited to 14 tile range, but it doesn't really matter when you can just be like, bye bitches, boop. And again, you teleport into a separate room where they can't get you. And next we have Safeguard. Which means you regain 1 point of Biotic Shield to turn, and your Biotic Shield is now at 10. I believe it's how much does it start off at? 6 points. So it just goes up 4 points. And Annihilation Field, all your Biotic Ruptures get boosted up to +6 damage. Once you get this, you're pretty much killing pretty much everything in one hit. Now, when I said it, now that's why exposure isn't really needed if you're going to get Annihilation Field. I'm not sure if these stack. If they do, that's pretty cool. If they don't, I mean, oh well. I'm just saving you some points. Overall, the ones I use the most is Biotic Strength, Barrier, then Traversal, Charge. I guess Warp is alright. Nova's good. I don't really use Lance or Reeve too much. Don't really Biotic Teleport I use. I don't really use Aegis. Just because I just haven't found it. I don't get that low. Biotic Aptitude is always good because you're gonna be using your abilities, and then Biotic Overdrive. Annihilation Field, it's good, but I'm sticking with Overdrive. So those are Biotics. I've been again trying to do this for ages. Just now got it working. I'm gonna do more of these videos RPGO because as you saw I have tons of different classes and there's tons of mods. Like you can notice I have this special shotgun, I have an RPG on the back. Those are new mods that came out not too long ago at all, and I'll be going over those. But for now, that's it all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Nickredace out.